about that, yellow class. As per usual, I managed to get the board to do something a bit funny, so I'm just going to re-record this part here. Right, so again, we were looking at these fractions. Now this is, most of us should be able to have a go at doing this. So 2/4, we have to split our pizza into 4 pieces because we've got the 4 at the bottom there. So we need to split it into 4. So we're finding 2/4 of 8. We are going to share out those 8 pieces of pepperoni. And when we're looking at it, we want 2/4. So we need 2 of those pieces there. So 2/4 of 8 is 4. And what I said earlier, I don't know if that's on the end of the last video, is this is where it gets a bit tricky. We can often work out what 1/4 is, but we forget to add both parts together, parents. So that might be where you might need to give a little bit of guidance today. So 3/4, when we're looking at our pizza, I need to split it into 4 pieces. I need to share out that pineapple, and I'm sharing out 12 pieces. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And when I have a look, I've got 3/4. So I need 3 of these, not just 1, I need 3 of them. So I've got 3, 3 and 3. 3 add 3 is 6. 6 add 3 is 9. So 3/4 of 12 is 9. So on the last one here, we've got 2/3. So it tells us the number at the bottom, tells us how many bits to split it into. So I'm going to split it into 3 parts. I'm going to share out that pepper, and I've got, it says 2/3 of 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And when I'm having a look, I need to remember that I want 2 of those thirds. So I'm going to add 2 together, which again, each of those thirds is 3. So 3 and 3 is 6. Okay? Make sure when you're working it out that you do add all of those quarters together. So, for our literacy today, yesterday you did some great work looking at some verbs, and again, I'd like most of you, well all of you will be able to add that ed onto some regular verbs. So we've used those, and we're going to be using these verbs to write some sentences today. And so most of you then had a look at those verbs, maybe some where we have to double that final consonant when we've got a short vowel sound. Some verbs where we have to take off the E to add that ed ending. And some verbs where we've got the Y becoming the I before we add that ed suffix. Now, what I'd like to see you do today is I'd like you to write me some past tense sentences. Okay, so you might be writing something like, I played in the park. Okay, so you've got your ed verb in that sentence. You've got that ed verb there. Now when you're doing this today, now this is all of you will be able to do these, try to think of your pronoun at the beginning. Okay, we could use the she, he, they, we. Try to mix it up a bit so it's not just I. Try to think of using some of those different pronouns to make sure that you're writing those sentences, okay? Now, put a little bit of challenge here for most of you. I'm wondering if you can use an adverb to help describe those verbs to make your sentences a little bit more interesting. So adverbs, in this instance, we're looking at those ly words. So maybe something like quietly. So if we were going to use that word quietly, okay, maybe we could put it at the beginning. Quietly, oh no, let's see one of those verbs, I don't know which one. Quietly, I hopped across the floor. So we're using that word quietly to describe how it's done. Now you can use that adverb in different places. I quietly hopped across the floor. We can even put it after it. We can say, I hopped across the floor quietly. Think about how you want to do that, have a go at maybe using some of those adverbs just to make your sentences a bit more interesting, not just I. So think about those pronouns, and then some of you could have a go at using those Lee words. Easter, you've got the link for the Palm Sunday video. Have a go at watching that again. Then what I want you to think about is how would we welcome someone new to our class? Now this is something that we have to do every now and again if somebody new joins us. Think about the things that we might do. So if somebody joins us joins our class, we would introduce ourselves. Okay? So we would tell them what our names are. We would say hello to them. We would talk to them. Thinking about our body language as well, we try to make sure that we smile at somebody when they're new because we want them to know that we are friendly and that we are kind. Okay. When somebody new comes somewhere, it might also be that maybe we give them a tour and that we show them round. Okay. We might help them. We might help them by telling them what sort of things they do, help them follow our routines, okay, because routines are important and they're things that we take for granted because we do them all the time. So think about what we might do in our class if somebody new was to join us, okay, and maybe write a list of instructions or write some ideas down of the things that you would do. And I think you can probably think of 5 sentences that you can write, and you're looking for the end of the sticker, so you use part of the sticker yesterday to write about how you've been welcomed. You're using the second part today. So our handwriting, now we are practicing today writing that letter E. So E starts on the line and it loops round. Okay, we've got that one. Then we're going to go into an E and a T. E and then T is all the way up, all the way down and across. E all the way up for the T, down and across. Then we've got vet. Now I've put these on because these letters are a bit like the O. They're quite tricky to join when we come off. So if we just look at the V, V comes off there. We don't need to go, we do go down for the E, but we don't add in an extra kind of letter. What we do is we come off and then we go into our E and then our T. So we come up, into our E, into our T. And W is the same, so it's the same start as the V, but we have got 2 of those little bouncy bits, and then we've got our letters. So, again today, try to build some activity into your day. I'm really enjoying the Joe Wicks. I was jumping around my lounge yesterday morning doing those Spider-Man moves, and then we had some Superman moves today. So make sure you're having a go. Chantal's put those dances on there that you can do. Just try and keep yourselves physical and moving because that's just as important as keeping your minds active. So make sure you're doing that. Now I know this is a bit tricky to see. Thinking about our Heart Smart, now you don't need to do any writing for this. In our Heart Smart, we've been thinking about don't rub it in, rub it out. Now what we're thinking about today is using these traffic lights to help us when something goes wrong. So maybe you might want to have a talk to your parents to think about these traffic lights and how they could help you. So sometimes maybe things do upset us, maybe things don't happen as we thought they might happen, and at the moment there are lots of things that are going on that are a bit strange. So our traffic lights, we can use them to help us get over a situation or to work something through. So our red traffic light, do I need an adult to help me? So if I have a problem, somebody's upset me, or maybe something hasn't happened how I thought, do I need somebody to help me? My amber one, do I need to take time out? Do I need just 5 minutes by myself, reading a book, sitting on my own, just to help me get over what's gone wrong? Because sometimes if we try and deal with things straight away, we might get a little bit cross, and if we're still upset, sometimes we get cross with the other person. And then our green light, can I solve the problem myself? So sometimes there might be problems that you can deal with yourself. So today, maybe have a think about those. Maybe if something's gone wrong, and you have been at home now for over a week, all of you, with your mums and dads, so think about some of these things, because sometimes when we're at home and we're with people for a long time, it does mean that things go wrong. We might need to work them out in this sort of way. I'm going to do another couple of little videos. I'll do the video for the bingo, and I'm just going to do a little video reminding you about e-safety, because obviously lots of us are using the computers a little bit more at this time, so I just want to remind you of our rules in school for e-safety that you can also use at home. And don't forget, if you've got time to have a go on that spelling shed, the login for the spelling shed is at the front of your reading diaries. If you haven't got one of those, email into school and I'll work out a way of getting them to you. I know where they are, I just need to work out how to get you that code. I hope you have a great Tuesday, and I will see you all tomorrow. Goodbye, yellow class.